y'all, it's your captain for all things creative. Coming back at you with the Love is Blind Season 5 reunion review and also a brief look into the Miriam interview that Jessie Woo did that shed a little bit more light on the season. So if you are new, welcome. Please like, share, and subscribe. And if you're returning, thank you for rocking with us. Let's get into the episode and the tea. So I'm gonna start off with Stacy and Izzy. Um, Basically, Izzy has spent a lot of time in bars and on dates with other women after him and Stacy decided to call it quits. When they were asked about, if they were able to maybe work it out and meet again, date again, they said that at first they took a week of just like a break, excuse me, away from each other. But then when I guess the third or fourth day had passed, as he was saying, it got very hard for him. And then when they met up, they realized it wasn't going to work. After this, um, we basically see that they also did meet again when they were each dating other people. I guess at like a cooking class or something. So they did not have the best of luck. But what was most interesting about after they dated was that Izzy pursued Johnny. So all that smoke that he had for her at the kickback barbecue, it was because he indeed was feeling a type of way about her moving on with Chris, and him meeting up with her at a bar, I guess, led them to kissing and kind of seeing if maybe something was still there. And what's even messier is that Chris and Johnny had broken up, even though they were together at the end of the season. And the reason was because Chris cheated on Johnny. So even though I had him pegged as a nice guy, I was so rooting for him. He, I think, ghosted her on her birthday, never told her that he had found someone new. So she found out from another friend that he had moved on. And now he's actually living with that girl. And apparently, when Johnny and Izzy kissed down to the bar, Chris and the girl that he had cheated on her with was there. So this season was just so messy. And it was even messier at whatever bars they were at. And the surprise of the reunion for me, biggest surprise is that Chris is not just an innocent, nice guy. He could be a villain too. So he cheated on Johnny, but actually, I'm glad that they didn't stay together because I do feel like, Johnny was being calculated in the whole process. And her and Izzy definitely still had something for each other. And it manifested, on them two kissing. So that was that with that couple. And Stacy and Izzy, they're the winners of this whole season. They're the ones that actually get together. And let's see. Lydia Milton actually had a second wedding. That's what we find out. And Lydia is very close with Milton's mom and family. And Milton said Lydia actually improved their whole family dynamic, and they're more emotional, more positive, partly thanks to her because her and his mom, they can go out whenever they get frustrated. And then the dad snitches and tells Milton when they're hanging out. So it's actually really cute and really funny, to see that they're the ones that made it, since their story was so convoluted, which we're reminded of when they bring Aaliyah back out. So all the cuteness that I, witnessed in the little clips faded away quickly when, Aaliyah came out and she wanted answers and some accountability about what really happened. And then Lydia admits that they had one conversation in November that was very quick where I guess they mentioned to each other that they both had seen the casting for Loving Life, but that was it. Like they never told each other, according to Lydia, that they were coming on the show or that they had gotten in. She said if she had a choice, she would not have let Uche in. And then they play clips of their friendship, and all those clips were so cringy. It's like the editors did a nice cut during the season of Lydia mainly looking supportive, but in these clips that they showed, there was a scene where Lydia was kind of bad talking Uche to Leo, which was not the way, again, they showed in the season. She was basically saying, hey, is this the guy you want to marry? This guy could make you feel like that. And she said, I'm going to be him. Me and him are going to fight. So she was talking like she was going to see Uche again a little bit. And then when Aaliyah was telling her a good thing that happened, saying how, I think she was saying like, Uche says I'm the one or something like that. And then Lydia's face looked so sad, and she was like, huh, he said that? She's like, wow. And it looked like she was upset. So again, I don't think Lydia's motives going into the pods were completely resolved. And you saw when she heard Uche's voice, she had considered getting back with him. But I think after she saw his true colors at the kickback, she did tell him she was disappointed, and she saw how he was trying to embarrass her and malign her. I think that's when she was done with him once and for all. And I think she is going to go forward with Milton because they're very happy. And she's not going to go back to Uche, I don't think. And Uche did not show up. That was the thing that I predicted correctly from his Instagram. And it does seem like he was more obsessed of the two of them because almost all the cast had stories of like him texting them and prying and them not feeling like texting him back. And Milton said that he texted him even on his wedding day and was like, hey, I heard you're getting married. You want to call and talk about it? And then Lydia also said how he texted her as well. I think Aaliyah said that he had texted her after their breakup as well. And Milton said how he can vouch for Lydia's character because, like, the way that, she has been consistent, for him and for his family. But with Uche, Milton has observed pattern of him not keeping his boundaries from since in the pause. He kept asking about, his dating life, and he was holding his cards to his chest. But Milton said that Uche was not giving up and kept prying. And again, when you saw him at the kickback, you saw how he was not giving up on showing his receipts and talking to everybody. So I believe that Uche probably presented a nice face to Lydia at first, but she didn't start seeing the sinister side of him until, after. And even Nick and Vanessa kind of asked Leah the question, well, which Uche did you get? Was it the pot Uche or the, the barbecue Uche? And she was saying, yeah, after filming, she got more barbecue Uche, and he was like talking to her crazy as usual. And I don't think either Uche or Lydia came into the pot with good intentions, but I think Lydia left with good intentions, and Uche still is in a world of obsession and mess because just the fact that he couldn't even come to a reunion to own up to his mess means that he, either hasn't learned from it or he doesn't want to take accountability in that way. And Aaliyah is owed, some level of, an apology. and some justice for Aaliyah, man. But she looked fabulous, so I guess her justice and her revenge was just being her fabulous self, and she just says she's in a new relationship. And then when it comes to Lydia and Milton, again, Milton defended her to the T. And it's funny because he said that he's very good at planning for their future, and basically said he got a 401k plan for them. And it was really messy that Nick and Vanessa, after I guess Milton talked about his 401k for the two of them. They said, speaking of finances, let's talk to you, Izzy. And that was hilarious. That was like one of the moments where I said, all right, maybe Nick and Vanessa can keep hosting these reunions. But Uche not showing up really made the reunion not as good as it could have been for sure. Um, Last but not least, you see Taylor and JP. Taylor looked amazing. JP was just blaming the cameras for him clamming up. So first he blamed the makeup, and here in the reunion he's more blaming the cameras, saying they were all in his face. And I'm glad that Taylor just held him accountable. Was like, yeah, no, you always got some excuse, and it was not pleasant for me. And she stood up for herself and just showed what kind of queen she is. And JP, of course, had like red, white, and blue and American flag socks. He has not changed. I don't think he has learned from this experience. But for the sake of whoever he will end up with, I really hope he, um, gets help. Starts talking to people. I do feel like he has something against women, like based on just his issues with his mom in the past. And he is talking like, again, those manosphere people about the makeup stuff. So he has to get out of that echo chamber, get some help, talk to people, talk to women, and he should be fine. Or talk to whoever he wants. Might not even be women, who knows? So those two were awkward to see again, but at least Taylor looked great. And then the last part of the reunion, they play a game, which I did not like that much, but the music part was cute, where they basically asked them to summarize what their experience in the past and the whole experiment was in a song. JP says his is The Sound of Silence, which is funny because he knows he was a mute. Chris says his was Quit Playing Games with My Heart, because Johnny did kind of play in his face with dumping him and bringing him back again. And Loki, I think he kind of got revenge on her from cheating, because I don't know. I feel like that's not his character to cheat, but you never know with these men. Anybody's capable of anything, but he actually played with Johnny's heart after. But either way, the song applies. Johnny said her song would be "The One" by Taylor Swift, and I guess Nick and Vanessa were saying, well, you have more than one, so I don't know why you picked that one. But Milton's song was 99 Problems. And Lydia was Crazy in Love, which was funny because everybody, thinks that she might have the little fatal attraction vibe, but she's in love. I think they really love each other. And then Stacy's song was Love Don't Cost a Thing by JLo, which is funny. Izzy was Hot and Cold by Katy Perry. And Aaliyah was Thank You Next, Ariana Grande. That was very, very appropriate. And last but not least, Taylor was Silent Nights. Again, with the JP to beat joke. So, all in all, the reunion was okay. It could have been much better if Uche showed up. And let's get into the last bit of tea. Miriam from Love is Blind had an interview with Jessie Woo, who has a really funny YouTube channel where she breaks down all the episodes and like has songs and stuff that goes with it. I recommend it. Basically, Miriam spilled a lot more tea about her time there. The internet rumor that she's selling skin lightening cream is false. She sells body butter. She is a scientist. and a chemist, and she's turned her knowledge of like, you know, chemicals into this company. I believe it's called and Zach and something. I forget. Zach and Katie, something like that. But it's the body butter brand. And she has oats and shea butter, and it's a vegan formula. And it seems like it's really nice. So I was thinking about maybe getting some of the products. But I don't know. My skin, it's it's one of those things where I try not to do too much to it. I have combination skin, so I gotta see. But it's Zach and Lucy, that's what it is. So if you're interested, look at zachandlucy.com. I don't know. Seems like it's a good product, but the tea. I'm getting off track. Basically, she said that in the pod she had a connection with Connor, and Uche ruined it. She said at first Uche was asking her, who her connections are, and she was keeping it close to her vest and not telling him. But eventually he found out, and then the other guys told him that Uche had told Connor that Miriam was a gold digger, and that's why Connor kind of backed off. And even if you go online to some of the Love is Blind blogs, they do say that Connor was close to proposing, but he ended up backing away right before proposing. Uche was a factor, so whew, the villainy lives on. I hope maybe Uche took the step back and didn't go to the reunion to work on himself, and maybe he did see some of the episodes and is in therapy. But all in all, I hope there's less villains and more, chivalrous, nice people who are ready to love and care for each other next season. And let me know what you thought about this season in the comments, what you hope for in the future. And make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And remember, you're the master of your fate and the captain of your soul. Bye.